Hey y'all, it's Dalanie.
And it's Katie. This is Classically Black Podcast,
where we talk all things classical music and being black in the profession.
With trap beats playing in the 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 with trap beats. You know what I want to learn how to do? I want to learn how to do that. To learn how to trip out. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Dang. Let's move on.
What are the kids into these days?
It's from Florida, like that dance, like. Watch me trip out. Like
maybe I
saw it. Yeah.
No,
everybody doing it on my For You page. I was like, but it's like you literally look like a Teletubby if you don't know how to do it for real. And men do it so well. Like the black men on my page, they would be like tripping. I'd be like, and I'd be like, every time I got up, I try to do it. I'm like, oh, that look real easy. I do is thrust your pelvis. No, I look like Tinky Winky.
Oh, I have an idea for a video.
Oh, that's crazy. I mean, I would do it. I thought about us doing like, because I love TikTok, being like, oh, we should like, let me teach Dalanie, like we should do like a dance video.
For context, I do not be on TikTok. I have a TikTok. I post on TikTok.
I love TikTok. It's so fun.
The algorithm I know it got the ear to my door, because it'd be like, so what do you want? How do we get you? Like, which I don't know, but my sister DM'd me something on TikTok, and then I went over on Twitter, and it was on my Twitter thing. That's my app of choice. But I just didn't really. It wasn't nothing. It wasn't like, oh, I hate TikTok. It was really just like, I do not need to spend no more time on my phone. Like,
sure.
Like I just do not. I know you can get me. Like, I believe y'all.
Like, I don't. That's the only app I really use for. I just be passing through. That's why when they ban it, like, what am I finna do? I'll probably get smarter. Because like I just be passing through every other app, but TikTok has my attention. Like,
I remember back in the day when you used to love Instagram.
I used to love Instagram.
Like, that was your girl.
TikTok has my
They
heart.
really lost you.
They lost it. I mean, I be posting over there, and I'm trying to like interact more, but like TikTok is my girl. Like, there's so much stuff, there's so much to do, it's so much foolishness, there's so much drama. Anything you want on TikTok is there. You dance. People think it's a dance app. I'm like, oh, you don't know TikTok. I literally, like, my friend bought a house recently, and I told him, I told him, like, go on TikTok and do your research. He's like, he laughed at me. I said, first of all, side note, I'm just gonna stop talking because people don't be listening to my advice. That includes you, Ina. But she doesn't. Raising a mom is so hard. But he laughed at me, and then he came back. He's like, yeah, so I went on TikTok, and it was actually really helpful. I'm like, yeah, because you have to get people in. People want to be in and out. They don't want a whole bunch of stuff. And like, if you like YouTube, I like YouTube. I'm a YouTuber. Like, I enjoy it. But not everybody wants to sit through a 20-minute video and talk about how you get through escrow. Like, sometimes you can watch a 30-second video of a real estate lawyer who's going to teach you all about escrow. And like, that's exactly what he did. He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like people don't realize it's all kind of people on TikTok. You know,
exactly.
Like, you can actually go to a real estate person on TikTok. You don't have to be like, oh, just some random person.
Yeah,
we
gotta Dougie our way to like, no.
Yeah, so, and then you get this loan. You just give me your social.
Just
give me
do
your
it.
social,
Yeah,
and
put your social in the comments.
Somebody was like, if your social security number was your bank account balance, how much money would you have?
Like, people, like, there's all types of professionals on there. Almost a lot of corporations have a bank account, and a TikTok account, and also data showing that like more and more older people are using TikTok. So like,
yeah, my grandma got a TikTok.
There's a lot of information on there. You can learn how to do anything on TikTok. There is somebody on TikTok who could teach you how to do something. Lickety split. Like, this girl this morning was like, oh, I'm gonna change my Sunday routine because I was on TikTok. Like, you can learn anything. So, not sponsored, of course.
Right. I was about to say,
ungrateful. Ungrateful.
You gotta make a list. All the people that need to be sponsored. Classically Black.
TikTok.
Because
I've been talking about TikTok for years.
Like, as a whole,
but
cut the check.
They might find me at the Capitol if they ban it for real.
Storming the Capitol over banning TikTok is insane. You better not take your black ass down to that Capitol.
Listen, it's just a joke. Please don't show up to my door. Please don't hack my phone. Please don't hack my bank account. Like
really don't show up to her
there.
door. 'Cause it's my door too. So.
You said what?
I said, yeah, really don't show up to her door. It's my door too. So.
And also, I don't answer if I'm not expecting nobody.
Now they got the battery ram. Now they got the Katie Brown. Come up with your hands.
Girl,
I said come up with your hands out. Yeah, okay.
I'm literally 3,000 miles away from DC. If the government pays me to go storm the Capitol, I will. But the amount of effort I have to do to go do that, that's how I know y'all are not right in the head.
They was taking like PJs and stuff.
Like, that's why half of y'all got your head cracked open. Who cried for you?
Well,
anyway, we're on a time crunch today, unfortunately.
But not unfortunate for Patreon, who will be seeing us afterwards. And if you not there, I mean, it's too late for you to go down. But we're going to be doing them every month, so join Patreon. Okay. Last week we talked about the New York Phil getting their new contract. There's been a lot of labor negotiation things going on. We talked about a couple different orchestras this year, but also just over the years. There's another one. The National Symphony Orchestra musicians have unanimously voted to authorize a strike.
Who?
The National Symphony Orchestra.
Oh, they said, I heard y'all was passing out money.
Right, in D.C. See? They about to be storming the
They about to get a Capitol too.
See everything right back around? Could you imagine? That actually...
Classical musicians are going to push y'all over. Sorry. That's rude.
That actually had... Speaking of... We got to talk because actually I had an idea or something about that. Not about storming the Capitol, but like
the two of us storming the Capitol. How many steps you think we'll get up before they put a bullet through our head?
That's insane. I don't gotta think about that. That's insane. Especially they on high alert now.
First of all, apparently, imagine me trying to climb whatever fence they got.
Meanwhile, there were stairs. They was just doing that to be. You know how certain groups of people like to make their lives harder because they haven't been hard. Yeah, that's what that was. Because you could have just went up the stairs. But they put out a statement saying the union and the Kennedy Center have been in negotiations for a new collective bargaining agreement since May, but remain far apart on wages and other material issues. It says a strike could impact opening week for the NSO. I actually follow the Kennedy Center, and they did a joint post with the NSO saying that if you got a ticket, we'll see.
Opening week ain't happened yet?
It's like this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they put out a thing that was like, so just so y'all know, it might not, it's a developing situation. And it's so interesting to see that the things that people do, because there's actually another labor situation going on at CIM, which is a lot going on at CIM.
CIM, what y'all
falling off the bone. Apparently they was in danger of losing their accreditation. I said their accreditation. I said accreditation?
Who's in charge? You turn CIM to ICDC.
That's insane.
That is insanity.
Like your degree might as well be a post-it note. That's insane. Like,
what's going on? Y'all done ran into to the ground.
So
that's that no confidence, man. That's the same thing.
They voted. Yeah, they did a vote of no confidence.
I don't got confidence either. What's going?
There's a labor situation going on with their faculty right now too. But it just seems like it's interesting to see how these institutions go about like trying to not seem like they're union busting, but like also union busting, because there was a private video. I might have to ask somebody posted the link and I didn't save it because I watched it like in the Instagram browser, so it's not in my history, but it was CIM there was one of their alumni basically like encouraging the faculty to vote against unionizing. In this case, when I saw the post from Kennedy Center and NSO earlier, it was basically like saying this is how much the base salary is now, which is not necessarily private information, but it was like, this is how much we're proposing for them. This is what we're doing. And I'm just like, I feel like I see y'all, because like for most people, of course, for most people who don't know what it takes to get into an orchestra and how much orchestral musicians of a certain caliber make, those salaries will probably seem high. Mm-hmm. And so it's like you're publicizing that, so people will be like, why are they complaining? Why did you know? But it's like, to me, I think the base salary now is around $153,000
for DC. Also, like
And they're trying to raise it. Their proposal is to raise it to 170 something over the next 3 years.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
That's why
years.
they striking.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Because once they take taxes off of that, it's like $3 more a paycheck.
Like, and so that's what they put out. And I was like, for a lot of people who are not making a lot of money and like I say, don't know, they will be like, oh, whoa, they making that? Like, because how you were saying, your store was like, take my daughter to the oboe store. Like, people don't know like how much you could really make. So they might see that and their head is blown off, and it's like, no, girl. Like, when you really put that into perspective,
at the caliber of musicians, it's just not a lot of money.
Yeah, like, they deserve more money than that.
Yeah. So
it's like, I was like, I kind of like, I see what y'all doing. That's kind of to me, but yeah, they put out a press release saying the pay disparity combined with the high cost of living in DC area make it harder for the NSO to attract and retain talent commensurate with the reputation of the NSO and the Kennedy Center itself as a premier performance venue. So of course they're going to be looking to other orchestras that have been successful in their contract negotiations to, kind of see what they did. The Kennedy Center also put out a statement saying that their proposal was, quote, generous and fiscally responsible, saying that their increase of wages of 12% over 4 years. 4 years would bring it up to 178, and the average for most musicians is 209,325 who are actually in the orchestra. They also are saying that they're having expanded healthcare options at reduced cost for the musicians, which they said it would save them approximately $1,000 a year, but I'm like, that's still like,
it's really not
like, but they are offering an addition of paid parental leave, updates to audition and tenure processes, and funding for a third full-time librarian position, which was requested by their musicians. I also wonder, we already had Jen talk about unions. When they negotiate, like, I get negotiating the tenure processes, but I also wonder, like, how high of a priority is it for musicians in these situations when they're negotiating audition and tenure process in their contracts? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, why do you, maybe tenure, but if you already have tenure.
Yeah, like, I wonder. And I think, I guess it's one of those things, I guess it's just one of those things where it's like some issues are going to pertain to more, some people are going to care about more certain stuff over other things. I also don't even think it's a direct trade, like, but I wonder, like, once they get the money that they make, like, if they weren't happy, quote unquote, with the audition and tenure processes that they had, was they really finna be like, well, no, let's go back to the drawing board?
Yeah, right.
Like, because I talked to my mom about that. Her, my mom was a flight attendant, and the flight attendants union was considering striking. And there was just certain stuff about the pay that it would be better. She said that some of the younger flight attendants were trying to accept it because they wanted a quick raise because, I'm making a lot of money down there. And they was like, well, no, because this is not going to help other people that are retiring soon. That, like, they wanted to hold out for a bigger raise and keep negotiating rather than agree to the contract that they was trying to force. So I wonder, it's maybe one of those things, but best of luck to them.
Yikes.
Hope y'all get y'all bread.
They won't.
Hope I get
because what they're not going to do, you skim off the top of that music director. Yo, musicians are living paycheck to paycheck, and you're making millions of dollars a year.
I should look that up. I'm gonna look up what they people be making.
Maybe not millions, but like several $100,000 as a music director.
Yeah, I'm gonna see.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he's at the million or near.
Yeah. And also I want to look and see, because I don't even know who over there. Do you know who?
No.
I also want to look and see where else you at, because y'all love a good stacking 3-4 jobs up, which is kind of insane.
Like
2 I could see, but 3-4 kind of crazy.
And maybe 2 as in maybe you have a summer thing.
Yeah. Because if y'all doing a full schedule, like when y'all be one in Europe, one out here, it's just like, unless you on the East Coast and then you are in way, way Western Europe, then it's like, why? Like, and that's why Dudamel moved to New York, because he was in LA and Paris. And it's like, yeah. And I also think his wife is from Spain. Anyway, in other news, the Berklee College of Music's Africana Studies Division is launching a new degree program in Black music and culture with an emphasis in gospel music, and that's going to be beginning this fall.
Like 2024?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it says the gospel music curriculum is going to focus on artistry, industry, and culture. And it's going to delve into the composers, musicians, singers, and styles of gospel music on the artistry side. And then the industry side is going to be business and economic aspects of the gospel industry as a part of the music industry at large, which I find that very fascinating. That's part of the stuff I'll be looking up about gospel, because I might have a video coming out about that, because it's just very interesting. Like, when you look at the music industry and the way it be moving, Issa said, she was like, I've literally never seen an industry as terrible as this. Like, and then when you add in like all the morality and stuff that goes into like Christianity and the gospel sphere, it's very interesting, the things that gospel artists, like how they have to navigate that.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating to me. And then also the cultural aspect is going to explore the social and cultural origins of gospel music and its development rooted in the spirituals of the enslaved, and how it moved from that into its own genre. So their founding dean of the Africana Studies Division has been developing this program in conjunction with the Africana Studies Department at Boston College. And yeah, they've had a lot of programming dedicated to gospel music over the years, such as the Berklee Gospel Music Hall of Fame. They also have an annual gospel performance summer program, and a gospel week, and a gospel extravaganza concert. So,
what kind of class they got? They got shouting class, tambourine playing.
It actually does say they have gospel music history 1 and 2. Well, I took gospel music history in college, and that's the only thing it has right here as an example. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I can see it's gonna be interesting. I can see, like, from a musicologist perspective, why you would want to do something like that. From an artist perspective, I mean, you can say that about any type of music, I guess. But like, I wonder about that, especially. My high school, I went to arts high school. They had a gospel choir, and I also just like wonder, because I just feel like it's kind of extracted from like the context, and it's like, so how y'all? I don't know.
Yeah, only thing it makes sense for Berklee for me, because it's like they already got the pop stuff, so it's like, why not?
Yeah, it's like it's fine. I'm just interested into, like, as an artist who is gonna go and study gospel music, and how integrated it's gonna be in the like in the church and stuff. Because when I took my gospel music history class, it was during the pandemic, so we couldn't. But my professor said, like, usually we go to church, because he had people in the class who did not grow up going to church or like whatever, so they wasn't really in the mix.
Yeah, I'm curious, like, well, I guess if you want to go to college and you want a degree, because I feel like normally, like, not normally, but a lot of gospel singers, like, come up in the church and they just post their stuff online, and then like they blow up. Like Jacqueline Carr is one of those people who, like, was just in the internet zeitgeist, and like now she's Jacqueline Carr. So I'm curious, like, maybe if you just want a degree, like, I want to go to college, and I might as well do what I'm already good at to perfect it, and then go from there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good luck to everyone involved.
Yep.
Period.
Time for intermission. Okay, so I'm excited today because we're gonna play a game of reverse charades. Okay, so there's nothing. Well, you're going to be doing it because I have the answers. We'll see how many we have time for. So reverse charades is that Delanie's going to be doing a motion, and she has to guess what she's doing. But rules for me is I cannot use my hands at all to demonstrate. And obviously, well, not obviously, because this is classically black, but this week, this all pertains to classical music.
Where you be getting this stuff from?
Reverse charades is pretty popular. I didn't make this up.
I mean, yeah. I've never heard of it, but it makes sense. That's something people would do.
Yeah, I saw it on TikTok. Okay, let's start easy. Okay, so let's see. Okay, make your left hand like into a V and like put it to your lips.
What you gonna have me doing? What you trying to get me caught up?
So I don't know like, what you got going on.
My hand or my fingers?
Like your fingers. Okay, wait. I can't use my hands.
Or
okay, just put it to your lips. Like it's classical music. It's not that bad. Okay, then take your other hand, your right hand. Oh, by the way, we're gonna put this on YouTube now. I remembered that when all of our stuff is unlisted, so I'll change that. Take your other hand and make a fist and put it next to the V, and then but make your elbow go out. Make your elbow go out like 90 degrees.
Can I ask you questions? Or no?
No.
Oh.
No. Your right elbow. Okay, now move your right hand back and forth, like out and in. Out, like in front of your face, out and in. So move your hand. Yes. What would that be?
What? Oh, trombone.
Yes.
Why is it a V?
Cause I think that's how you. Oh
no, you go like this.
I haven't played trombone in years.
You got her freaky frog stuff trying to have me.
No, that's like in the dark. Okay, let's do a harder one, and then maybe we should move on. Okay. Take your left hand and like position it like you're gonna give someone a side hug. And then take your right hand and put it like by your knee. But like closer, okay, maybe not by your knee, but like maybe closer to your left hand. Okay, and then move your right hand like up and down like real fast. What would that be? This is so hard.
Why would you tell me to do it then?
I'm trying
like this and then like that. Is that like a washboard?
No. What would you be doing? Especially you specifically.
Oh, wiping down your string?
Yeah!
Why would you put that there?
Because I need a challenging one. Okay, we have time for one more. You're good at this. Okay. Put your two hands in front of you. But your palm should be facing the ground. And act like you're looking at someone like to your left. And move your fingers like spirit fingers. Move your fingers like spirit, and then back and forth, like side to side.
Piano?
Well, what specifically?
Accompanist?
Yeah, accompanist. Oh. Okay, so next week you'll have 2 or 3 for me.
Well, next week we're switching. We're doing a segment swap.
Okay,
right?
So the week after that,
right?
I'll write that down because I won't remember. Mm-hmm. So that's 297. Okay.
I'm gonna have you. Like
okay, now it's gonna be
like a pretzel.
You're limited because I have to be
in your ear.
And what would that be? It has to relate to classical music.
Okay.
What you be doing? Okay. Cool. See, I don't know about this whole intermission. It's fun. We're having a good time.
That was fun. We did another one a couple weeks ago. I meant to tell you that was fun. I forgot it though. It was another game, but we have to go back and see because 1, we could do it again, and 2, we start doing game night type thing.
Yeah.
BT.
Yeah, I was gonna write a game for today, but I was like I didn't have time. So
I think it was a game you made up.
Oh, Tough Conversations.
That one, and it was another one too.
Oh, I don't know.
We'll have to see.
Girl, I don't know. Once we see y'all next week.
We gotta see because it could be useful. We'll see. Hopefully I can remember. Anyway.
Cool. So I was on TikTok and this girl was talking about this article in the New York Times, and that's why we're talking about it. Okay, not everything's TikTok. I love the New York Times. They take my money every month.
I was about to say that's another one who could sponsor us.
Real bad.
Like,
I feel like we've had at least 10 or 12 episodes that the point of departure was a New York Times article.
Yeah.
That might be tea. Yeah. I should probably pull up the article. They're gonna be like, yeah, so.
But we always link, and we always give y'all gift links because we're both subscribers. So it's like, because I don't really be using mine. Do you be using yours?
Yeah.
Oh, who you be sending stuff?
I read the newsletter every morning. Like they send, like this guy does a really good job of like curating the newsletter, and then if something is like piques my interest, like I'll click on I'll read the whole article.
Oh no, I'm in the gift link. Like where you can send people gift articles with no paywall.
Oh no.
Like yeah, I'm like I only use mine for Classic Black. If we do one, if we reference our article in the New York Times, I'll just give y'all my gift link because I don't got nobody else. Because you have it. So who else I'm sending to?
No tea, but like you're like one of like 3 of my friends that read. So
I mean like ditto because I just said. No,
like I don't give who I'm gonna give it to. It will be an insult. It's like I think you, Richard, and Aurora read. So if I said a gift link of New York Times, then she would spit on me. Rich, what's that man's name? You should not give a little bit of a pass.
Oh, because
he's constantly reading for his job, like constant, like pages and pages and pages of stuff because he's an attorney. Yeah. So he's like, I just don't. Want to read.
I mean, it's probably not as dense to him, but it's still dense.
Yeah, like I don't blame him for that. Yeah. Like he doesn't want to read casually. I mean, I think you should. A little 1-2.
I see that in that book I was just reading. It was talking about how,
like, you over here reading about what all the stuff people did, and you got to litigate and all that other stuff. But like, you don't want to read a little fantasy, a little 1-2, a little something like every once. But I don't do too much on him because I couldn't imagine having to do that, like pages and pages. Yuck. It's all dense and boring.
Heretofore, there too,
and such witch. Yeah. Flippity floop like
such witch.
Like you got it. You got it. Okay, so the title of the article is "What Do Students at Elite Colleges Really Want?" Subtitle, which is what we're gonna be talking about. Many of Harvard's Generation Z. Why did I say that? Oh, it's New York Times. Gen Z say sellout is not an insult. It's by Francesca Mary. Probably Mari. So basically what this article is saying is that students are seeking out going to elite institutions with the mindset that they will be making lots of money. That's basically what the whole article is about. Like, and this has been happening since like the 1970s or whatever, where people are like, I just want to get to the bag. They even quoted that in the article. Like they just
me.
He said what?
Nothing quoting me.
Like they just want to get to the money, and they know that if they do like finance, or they do, I don't know what the girls be doing. Law, especially like big law, like engineering, like it's just like a guarantee that they're gonna make a lot of money. This one kid in the article is like his parents invested $400,000 into his Harvard education. He's trying to make $1 million on his first in his first 6 years out of college, and he knows he can do that like at a top paying company.
Yeah, finance too.
In finance, instead of working 30 years at a nonprofit. He said he wants $1 million in 6 years, and he's like, and he's like, I don't know, I can do it. And so people are like wondering, like, is this a form of selling out because you're not really pursuing your dreams? In a lot of cases, not all, of course, some people really have aspirations to do the stock exchange or whatever y'all be doing, but like people who just automatically go for those type of careers, is this a form of selling out when you know you want to be a painter, you know you want to be a writer, you know you want to be a musician, but yeah, you like, I need some bread, like real bad. So we're gonna talk about that and how that pertains to classical music. This is obviously not a new concept. I've heard, my family was in an uproar when I said I was going to music school, when I said for years I wanted to be a dentist. So this is like preaching to the choir, but it's changing now. I wonder if I was younger, maybe old. How old is Gen Alpha? 12?
The oldest ones?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea. Maybe around that. So now we got a special guest.
Like, I don't know. I don't understand where they be coming from. Like, They got a portal.
Want to be in the episode so bad.
Like,
oh, send in a request like everybody else.
Like, hello. But what I'm finna say, it's switching. I'm wondering if I was younger, maybe, how old am I? Maybe if I was 10 or 15 years younger, would I have just gone to dental school? I'm curious about that. Because, like, probably not, knowing me. But, because the trends are the trends and whatever, but, like, you're still the same person. Mm-hmm. But I want to know, like, why do we think this is happening? So much so that, like, a writer noticed at the New York Times and wanted to write about it.
I mean, the economy.
Yeah.
Like, people love, doom and gloom, Dalanie. And do I be on that sometimes? Absolutely. But also, like, it's literally just true. Like, the amount of stuff, like, the amount that it costs to go to school, the amount that it takes. Some people will never be able to buy a house. Some people are forgoing having kids because they can't afford them. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really actually very heartbreaking, too. Like, some people, like, they just want the groceries high, gas high, rent high, everything high. Do you hear me? Like, everything is high. People just want to get to the bag.
And I think it specifically says, like, Gen Z. I think Gen Z is in a really interesting position because they've just kind of, like, as a millennial, I kind of grew up with, like, the whole, like, oh, just follow your dreams, like, the American dream, like, everything's great. We got a black Obama's president. That's a line from The Office. Is so crazy. When Stanley was having a heart attack.
Oh my God.
Don't die. Your prince is black. I know exactly why that man does not watch that show. He says he does not. Steve Carell does not watch The Office, and I do not blame him. When he made out with Oscar,
it's hilarious.
Just to what do you do? Gosh, The Office is so good. I watch it every day. Anyway, I kind of grew up in that era, but I think Gen Z, like, with the rise of social media, with everything, like, you've just seen firsthand that, like, everything is kind of going to hell. Like, it's 7 wars happen simultaneously, everything high,
everybody getting shot,
school shootings, like
everybody traumatized, pandemic, everybody lonely, all back to last episode.
Yeah, like, I think, like, y'all kind of got it bad, like, real, like, y'all got it real bad. Like, and any of the please your peers in a new way. Like, we could, like, the girls were wearing, like, whatever you wanted to wear, and, like, if you weren't wearing apple bottoms or whatever, it didn't freaking matter because, like, it was not on the internet. Like, we would just go to school looking a mess. Like, in my era where, like, you had maybe girls still do it, but, like, when you would straighten your hair, but it would like stand up and stuff like that. Like, now the girls are beat down to the guys,
Brazilian body wave, like 30-inch bust
what
down.
do your parents do?
Scam.
Scam. Scam and trap. I mean, good. The scam is kind of crazy because that's the federal government. The feds scamming. You taking pictures of credit cards, man. How do I say this? The person who's in charge of my situation gave me a card, and I was just like, why don't you just buy it for me? Because now I want it on my computer. Now, what if I drop my computer? Someone take a picture of it. They're gonna be like, well, this was in California and it's Katie's computer. Like, I just don't want it. I don't want no problems. I don't want to, like, the federal government. It's kind of crazy, but I think it's really hard these days, and I think that's why they're quote unquote selling out. They're like, yeah, I don't even care. I'd rather just do the thing. Which is interesting because also we talk about lack of third spaces. We talk about loneliness, stuff like that. So you rather be in a a job that, like, that doesn't give you any joy but makes you money. It's very also anti-Gen Z a little bit to me, because it's like Gen Z is so about, like, decentering work, which y'all did that, period. Decentering work, like, we're on a floating rock, like, so that's very interesting. But maybe those techniques will be like, yeah, I'm just gonna be here from 9 to 5 and I'll go live a full life outside of that. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they're like, they just don't really care, like, have anything that's their passion that they want to make a living from. Yeah, because, like, personally, I just cannot stand to be places that I don't want to be. Like, I just can't, like, my skin feel like it's peeling off. Like, I just cannot. If I had to go into work, like, and I didn't want to be there, oh my gosh, it would be freaking unbearable. You know? But some people can compartmentalize like that and just I did that and now I'm not at work no more.
Yeah.
And then they just chilling.
Yeah. Also, two things can be true at the same time. Like, you might have wanted to be a dancer, but you don't mind being a chemical engineer. Like, it's fine. You know, some like I've said that about stuff. Like, it's fine.
And sometimes stuff just don't align. I mean, talking about classical music, there were many reasons why, you know, I had to pack this girl up, but one of them was just my lifestyle. Like, I just knew I could not be happy doing it. Like, at least the leading up, I knew like there are some people, they fresh out of conservatory, they win a job. I was not in the number, and that's not bad. There's a very small minority of people that applies to, you know. And I just knew, like, okay, what are the things that I could do in the meantime if I want a job 5-10 years from now? I could teach, I could do this. I was like, I would hate doing that. I would hate doing that. I would really hate doing that. Like, I just didn't, and I was just like, I'm gonna be miserable. And if I know me, if I'm miserable, I'm not gonna be practicing. I'm not gonna be motivated. Some people, I'm motivated to get out the situation. I'm dragging my feet. I'm depressed. I'm like all that type of stuff. I'm like, this math doesn't work. Like, so I can't do this no more. Yeah, you know, there were other things, but still, like. Sometimes it's like, yeah, you really, really, really want to be a dancer, but your mama's sick or your mama need help or whatever. So are you gonna spend this time dancing your life away? And you know, some people, they rise right to the top, but most people don't. And I'm not saying like that should deter you, but some people, it's just not worth it.
I was talking because I definitely had to switch because you know, I was definitely on the orchestral track. I was taking auditions and stuff like that. And then I got to a point where I'm like, I need a job. Like, I had, and especially like I always said, like, viola's not the only thing I do. I've said that when I was taking auditions. I said that before. Like, I enjoy doing a lot of things. And it gets, people don't talk about it. Maybe one day, like, when it's like not so traumatic, it just gets so dire sometimes when you're like going from gig to gig. And if you live in a city where it's easy to gig, like, that's fine. I found in Memphis, like, it just kind of comes and goes. Some people have a great success. Like, Estefan's number in my phone is like Estefan Chase the Bag Parade, because it's like Estefan and like Keke Palmer are like synonymous. Like, it's gonna stay with a gig. It don't matter. Like, and it's like, it just depends. I found it depending. And it's like, I have other dreams and other aspirations, and it's like, I'm gonna tap out. And I might take another audition, like, just, you know, for the lore of it all. Especially because, like, I want to be like, I would love to do like an orchestra that like played once a month. I did that when I lived in Rochester. I played with an orchestra, played once a month. But like, you tap out because it's just like, I fought the good fight, and it's like, do you think that's selling out? In the terms of how it's used in the article, because sell out means something completely different, but like, they're using it differently in the article.
Yeah, like, more like, I guess, like selling yourself out. Yeah. You know, and not like morally, but like, I guess, yeah, just like giving up on your dreams. I don't know. I feel like my dreams changed.
That's where I was at too. Like, my dreams changed. I mean, I did the orchestra thing. Like, it was cute. Yeah. Like, I would do it again. I did a couple weeks ago. It was great. Or months. I don't know. It's fine. I'm like, dang, I really could play me a little orchestra right now. Like, I've said that like in the past couple of weeks, and I will. Like, but my dreams changed once I like was playing 3-4 times a month. I was like, okay, so
yeah, like, I just feel like, and also at a certain point, I mean, I held on longer, like, just not really admitting it to myself, because there is that emotional aspect of it. But at a certain point, like I said, the math just was not math, and it's like, how much longer you really finna be doing this? Like, it just doesn't make any sense anymore. Like,
yeah, I think instead of calling it selling out, because I don't really know if one can sell out in classical music, considering the fact that, like, you're already doing classical music. No tea. I mean, maybe if you wanted to be a soloist and then you decided to be an orchestra, but and you did that because you didn't want to do it. I don't know. But I think oftentimes, especially we find with our peers, is that dreams change constantly. Like, there's so many people who were like, yeah, I was working on X, but like, now I'm doing my own solo project stuff, or like, yeah, I was doing that, but like, I built like a studio of 40 kids, which is like, yikes, jump scare. Or all of my friends that are like in my, like who I'm close to, have pivoted in some way, because it's like, and also in some ways I feel like orchestra is kind of pushed on you as a dreamer a little bit, because like that's what it's like. You're in the studio environment, everybody learn excerpts, and then you play your Don Juan and it eats, and it's like, you know what, I might could do me a little orchestra. And so when you stop doing that, it's like, dang, I sold out. But it's like, no, like things change, and I think that's happened for a lot of people. And it's not really like, oh, you can't play, so you're not an orchestra. Sometimes it is. But like mostly it's like, yeah, I'm good on this, and that's okay.
And it's funny because if anything, orchestra, I feel like, is seen by a lot of classical musicians as the most like straightforward path. Like, I guess if you wanted to be something more quote unquote aspirational, even though being an orchestra is incredibly aspirational, that's where you would fall, like the shoot for the moon and you'll land amongst the stars. I guess orchestra is the stars, because like we want it to be like a lot of people, oh, I want to be a soloist, I want to travel around the world. Only a certain amount of people get to do that.
Yeah, you're
still learning excerpts, and you might end up in a section somewhere,
and then you want healthcare. That's nothing. Like when you get older, it's like certain like family things was happening. Like I'm also an only child, so there's implications there. Like at a certain point I had to be like, all right, let's get this, and I don't feel any type of way about it, because it really like set me up in a great way to like what I'm doing now. Like literally, like shout out to my situation. But yeah, that's what I remember my teacher before I went to college told me that he was like, this is literally the best time for you to like grind, because the like I understand we want to be, oh my god, anybody could run a job at any time. I believe anybody has the ability, you can do anything under the sun. I really believe that. However, it is harder. When you're not living in a dorm, you're not whatever. I mean, you might still have debt, but like you still have a roof over your head. You're not worried about that. Your parents are, God forbid, God willing, not aging yet in the way that like stuff that you start dealing with when you get older. Like there's just less to worry about. There's obviously people who have more to worry about, and it depends, like, because also when you go into these conservatory environments, you're usually around a lot of like privileged kids who even as they get older won't have anything to worry about. But like just as a standard, generally you're just gonna have more time on your hands. And it's just like, I can't imagine holding down a full-time job, and then you're also trying to practice. You need to be practicing six hours a day at least. Once in my first week, I did my regular practice, and and one thing about me, I'm a very stubborn person by nature. Like if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it, period. And I had to, like, it was a very meta experience for me. I was like, all right, now let's not do this, because I'm just gonna like dig myself into the ground. It's insane. Like literally, and I only got like I think 4 or 5 hours that day, and on top of doing what I was doing, I still was teaching and all that stuff.
Imagine you had a kid. Oh my god. Imagine if you had a kid. Like life stuff happens. Like,
can I imagine hearing mommy right now? Like mommy. Now you crying, I'm crying. We both crying. Now what?
Like,
and I gotta do something about it. They gonna call the government.
So you going to work 9 to 5. You get home, you gotta make dinner. You gotta eat something, and then you gotta practice for 6 hours. And then that's not even including other things that you do and your day that just take up time, commutes and just taking care of yourself, showering, brushing your teeth. All that stuff is like built into your day. That like it's a small thing, but like none of it is resting. Even the things that you do every day, none of it is resting. So you add on 6 hours of practice on top of that. No.
Listen, if you listen to this and you're 21 and you rolled over another day, you didn't touch that instrument, get up. Get
TikTok.
We
was talking about TikTok? No, this is the TikTok y'all need to be worried about. Get off that other TikTok. This is the time.
What was I doing when I was 21? Was I farting around? I feel like I really started working real hard on viola like around 20. Like I was just doing maybe 19. I was really like, okay, let's freaking do this. Like let's freaking go. And that's why I said, like, when I'm in my 30s now, I'm trying to have fun. I worked way too hard in my 20s. So also keep that in mind. I think I worked way too hard in my 20s. I was always practicing, always doing classically black. I was always teaching, doing something, always stressed out.
It's crazy because you're doing all those things. But like,
cut the cameras.
She just repackaging it.
I just rearranged it.
But it's just better because we in a different place. Yeah. Like it's just different. We'll see. Right in on top of that. See, you know more.
I do that. That's why I've got to chill. I be like, I signed up for French classes. I'm like, why did you do that? And it happened so fast. He was talking fast to me.
I want to start learning for real my German.
Yeah, I was like, I was wanting to take a trial. He was like, no, KT, come. And I was like,
it's a one-on-one?
No, it's me and this other girl. And like the whole thing's in French. Because he made us take a beginner class. I was like, I don't think you understand. Like, I know how to speak French. He was like, no, everybody thinks they know how to speak French. And we get in there and he was talking about Kyle says mud. And I said, so after class, me and other girls stayed back because I didn't write anything down. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Me and other girl, and I was like, we should probably say, mais il y a beaucoup de choses. I'm saying like, and he was like, oh. I'm like, yeah. So we gonna see.
It's online?
It's in person. I ain't gonna do no more online stuff.
Oh, that makes sense. Because I really want to I decided, I don't know if I'm going to give up on Spanish, but I feel like I want to learn German first. Spanish is more useful, but I want to learn German more. So it's kind of like,
maybe you'll be more inspired to learn it because you actually want to do it. Get you a workbook. I do not believe in Duolingo. I hope she don't come to my door.
It don't not,
because it don't teach you none of the grammar. It don't teach you none of the little.
It's so stupid. Like, I'm just like, people be toiling away doing Duolingo their whole damn life. Can't say nothing. Like, because like Duolingo, what I learned is like, the only reason why Duolingo is working a little bit for me because I already knew French. I'm just trying to fill in holes. But one thing, I really have to know the grammar. Yeah, because I want to read, especially because I don't know nobody to speak German. So
it's like, I would not recommend to get you a workbook on Amazon. But yeah, let us know what you think about this topic. Maybe we'll talk more about it. We're kind of in a rush today, but all right, moving on.
All right.
All right, y'all, time for Black Excellence, where we hype you up, gas you up, and give you your props. There's room for everyone at the top. This week, I'm talking about Alvin McCall. He's a member of the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra. He's been a member since 1994. And he was a previous principal cello, my bad, with Orpheus Chamber Orchestra, Prism Chamber Orchestra. Okay, Memphis. Prism, yep. Philharmonia Virtuosi, Jupiter Symphony, and Naumburg. There you go, the orchestra. He also served as assistant principal cello with the Mostly Mozart Festival Orchestra. He's an accomplished recitalist, chamber musician, and musician as well. A chamber musician. He is a founding member of the McCall Dietz duo and has recorded both the Rachmaninoff and Shostakovich sonatas. His duo's second CD, Meditations on Courage, Hope, and Compassion, includes two of Maurice McCall's 4 short pieces. He's performed chamber music with the Cardinal Quartet, Chamber Music Society of St. Louis, ARDA, and with fellow St. Louis Symphony members at the Sheldon Piper Palm House, Summerfest, Innsbruck, and Ariel chamber concerts, as well as with the musicians of the MOCM. As a soloist, he's appeared with the Springfield, Missouri Symphony, University City Symphony, Virginia Philharmonic, Moscow Academy Symphony Orchestra, Opera Theater of St. Louis, and also with his own orchestra, the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra. So shout out to you, Alvin. Cello. Purr.
Okay, my piece of the week is the Mendelssohn Octet. I was just listening to that the other day.
He got down.
So I was like, even though it's a violin concerto, I'm like, I wish I could have played this.
Yeah, it's so imbalanced. What was wrong with him?
I was like, I wish I could play this. You remember when we were supposed to do that version online? We were supposed to do like a clip. Us and all them people. This was years ago.
Oh my god!
And we was the only two. And you know, it's so funny. Take this as a lesson. As a lesson. We was the only 2 that did our recordings.
Only 2. Mine was corrupted, but I still turned it in, and that person couldn't open it.
And it's so funny because that same group. So, some of y'all might be new listeners and don't know the origins of Classically Black. Classically Black was supposed to be way more people, which I'm so glad. And it was that same group, and look who it dwindled down to.
Look, and mind you, everybody's excuse is like, well, we all have lives. I'm like, so we don't. I'm just sitting in the room and just staring at the wall, and you texted me and was like, oh, we should do Mendelssohn Octet, and I was like, yes, finally something to do. Like you can't do stuff for everybody.
People make time for stuff that like People can't see the forest for the trees.
And that's why, listen, when I was online, we had to learn something, and it's a little harsh. I've said it to students, but it's true. Excuses are tools of the weak and incompetent, used to build monuments of nothing and bridges to nowhere. Those who use them seldom excel at anything else. And with that, thank you so much for listening to Classically Black Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Classically Black Podcast. We got a Patreon. That's patreon.com/Classically Black Podcast. Follow us on YouTube. We got stuff going on. Follow us on social media at Classically Black Podcast. We got a lot of stuff going on. If you're Black, join ISBM. Okay, we got to go. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.